All right, friends, today we're back in Transaction Desk and we're going to be working on slice and merge. Say hypothetically you're working with a buyer and you skip the consultation process for whatever reason, and you want to send just one signing packet over to the buyer to include all the consultation docs and the offer packet. But then you want to only send the offer packet to the listing side. That is going to be readily available right in your transaction desk, and I'm going to show you how to do that process. On the flip side, say you're representing the seller and you're the listing agent, and a buyer sends you a packet that includes all the junk. Now we're talking about the consultation documents and all of the unilateral docs that the seller does not need to have on their side. I'm going to show you how to slice those out so you can either accept the offer without the stuff or include a counter offer with it as well. So let's get started. We're going to need to be in our forms, and you'll have your forms list here. And we're going to go ahead and select the documents that we want to sign. Now, once you have all of them, click on your basket and click your pen, and this is going to jump all of those forms on over to Authentisign. Now, there is another way to do the signings. You can be in one individual form and click the pen on the top and then add the remaining forms once you get here to Authentisign. But this is a nice quick way to just show you for this class. So we're going to go ahead and label this whole packet so I can remember what this is. This is going to be everything for the buyer's rep and all the other documents that are unilaterally signed, typically at the consultation. But then here's that purchase agreement and additional documents. So from here, we've got our participants. We're going to add from the transaction. I'm going to include Fred and Wilma, and we're going to select them. Now, Fred's information is missing here, so we're going to go ahead and update his contact information and update Wilma's contact information so their signing signatures will get sent on over to them. Now, these are just the forms that I pulled over. There are MLS documents that often need to be signed with this. So we're going to go ahead and grab them from our downloads. There's that 201, and here is the 302. Add them on in, and here we go. So now we have our purchase agreement, the first right of refusal, our addendum, and then the two disclosures from the seller. But remember, we have all the junk from the consultation that should have been signed previously listed here. We can go ahead and apply the layouts. If you don't know how to do this, check out my layouts video. That's going to be for the buyer. We're going to get the wire fraud for the buyer. And then the confirmation of agency. And we're going to do the one for property disclosure. There it is. All right, so now we've applied all our signatures. What that has done is not only included all of the signatures that normally would not map here because they are documents, not forms. So as you can see down here, we've got all of these that come in, but this was a PDF that we pulled in that was already signed. The mapping allows the information to be placed without having to drag and drop. So check out layouts if you haven't seen that feature yet. But now that we have this here, we're going to pretend everybody's signature is good to go. I've got to sign this here, accept, and you can put my company in here. And drag that down. And then there's the buyer's signature with their date and time stamps because that layout's already applied it. So I don't have to click and drag. Everything's ready to go. But I do need to have a little checkbox here. I'm going to use Fred's text box to place our little X here because we're representing through the buyer's representation agreement. And we've got myself and I need my name. Boom. All right. This is all good to go. We need George's signature here. We don't have that yet. I need to sign this here as the agent. You can apply a layout for this as well. All right, George will sign all of these later. And there's our offer packet. So we're going to go ahead and send this off. It's going to get sent for signatures. And we're going to have one major packet that needs to be sliced up because we do not want to send over the unilateral buyer consultation documents with the offer. But this will save your buyer from having to open up 2 emails to sign both the documents at the same time. Okay, so let's go ahead and get our signatures. Now, once the consumer has signed for their signatures, you're going to see this completed bar go from 0 of 2 to 2 of 2. And what that means is they went ahead and opened and signed. All right, so here we go. We've got signature request 1. All right, so now this is what the consumer it'll look like. They can choose their signature, they can remember it for the future, set the signature, and they can kind of click away. All right, so this is just real quick. I'm doing this fast because there's other tutorials I've done, so you guys can watch this one later. Okay, cool. Let's go back. Now the other buyer is going to get theirs, and it'll look something like this. So now Fred's going to sign all of his stuff. Boom, boom, boom. He's going to sign there. Boom, complete. All right, so now we're back here. And what's going to happen is that 0 of 2, once Authentisign stamps this, it's going to say 2 of 2. And you're going to see the completed bar kind of scroll across. It might take a minute because it's a pretty large packet, but there it goes. 2 of 2 is complete. Now we know it's ready to go. You can click on this and view your signed PDF here. Now remember, this is a whole packet. So if you were to click on the hyperlink, you're going to see this whole packet with all the signatures signed with the entire packet. Okay, I missed my signature here. All right, but here's everybody else's signature. You can download this here from your PDF viewer, whether it's Adobe or similar. Okay, that's how you can get it from there. You also have the option to resend it. So if it gets hung up, you can resend it from there. But what happens is all these signed documents go here to this Documents tab. And when you click on this Documents tab, as you can see, I have this packet here now that's labeled as whole packet. This happens because of my settings. I have that set up, and you can watch the navigation and dashboard video to set up your settings so that way the whole packet goes here. Otherwise, what happens is it ends up in a running list like this, plus all these certificates back on this main screen. And it gets very messy and confusing. So I like to put them all in folders, just like you would if they were your documents on your dashboard. So here are all of the signed documents. They have a green padlock on them. Now, if you wanted to send just the signed purchase offer, you can select it here. You can also select the confirmation of agency, the property disclosure, and any addendums that might have been included. So now we have 5 items selected. We can select our basket, and you can email them here. So you'll type in their name. This is going to go to Mr. Spacely. All right, and this is offer packet 4345 Bedrock. Okay, you can write a nice little message, send it as attachment, send it as a link. It doesn't matter. I like them as a link, and click send. Off it goes. Now what's going to happen is just those documents are going to go to the listing agent, which in this case is Mr. Spacely. The remaining documents are going to be here in this folder. I'm going to clear my selection. And you can do, there it goes, it comes in. Let me show you what it looks like. All right, so what it's going to do is it's going to come over and it's going to give a hyperlink of each of those documents, and Mr. Spacely can just click on them. Okay, let's go back. Say you have these merged documents and it's a whole packet. I'm going to add this really quick just for training purposes. Okay, so here it is, just the whole packet, all of them merged together. But I want to get rid of the documents because I didn't go here and I didn't have the option to select and send from that packet there. You're going to click on your menu bar and go to Slice and Markup. Then select Slice. What this is going to do is it's going to show you the whole packet, all of the documents that you had together. So as you can see, we've got the buyer's rep, the wire fraud disclaimer, and all the extra stuff. But what you can do is you can select the first one, hold down your shift bar, and select the last page. And as you can see, it highlights everything blue. If you wanted to select another random document, you could just randomly select it, and it will also turn blue. And if you want to deselect it, just click it again, and it'll turn back gray. But I want to get rid of these first few pages, so I'm going to go ahead and hit the trash can and say yes. Now it has just this whole packet of everything that's been signed by by George and Wilma that's going to go over to George. So we're going to take this confirmation of agency. I want to bump it down to the back side because I like it at the end. And everything else looks good. So I'm going to go ahead and click Save. Now you can replace this whole document or you can do a Save As. I like the Save As because this is just going to be the offer packet. If I were to have replaced it, it would have overridden the entire packet, this whole packet. So here's our whole packet. Here's our offer packet. Here's the MLS disclosures. Okay, these were things I pulled from the MLS. And then here's the whole packet from everything that's signed. Okay, so that's Slice on the buyer's side. Okay, so the buyer packet, you sliced it all up. Now you can take this offer packet, click your radial button, go to your basket, and you can email this too. All right. But maybe with the offer packet, you want to include this compensation agreement that was included in the MLS. So what we're going to do is we're going to select the radial button here. So they're both selected. We're going to go to the basket and we're going to go up here to merge. Okay, this is going to be both of them together. We're going to merge these two. All right, now there it is right here. We've merged them together. You can open this to preview it. And so as you can see, this is just the purchase agreement. It just has the addendums, and it also has the property disclosure, the COA. And then if this was signed, you would have had it signed here as well. But maybe you want to go ahead and send this back over to Authentisign because you're like, oops, I forgot a signature. Just click on the pen and it will jump you back into Authentisign. And you can use the myself signature to stamp it wherever you've missed your signature. So here we would have this one here. I already signed this one. And I've already signed that one with the offer packet. But now I need to sign this one here for our agreement for compensation through the cooperation. Okay, so we're going to click next. I'm going to complete it. All right. So now we're going to go back to the documents once it loads up. And now what it's done is you have this offer packet here, and then you have your compensation, the two together. And this one's going to give you the signed signatures. All right, so now once you're here, it's going to give you this folder that was signed. So these down here, individual, unsigned. Here's your folder with the certificate of the things that are signed. So here it is. And this is the one that has the stamped signature. Too far. There we go. So there it is there. So just remember, if it's individual by itself, it doesn't have a signature. So what I want to do is I want to remove this one now so don't get confused in the future. That one doesn't have the signatures on it. This one does. Okay, so that's from the buyer side. We've now sent this on over. And this offer packet's come over to the listing agent. And we want to go ahead and give this to our seller with this messy packet. Okay, you can do this multiple ways, but in most cases, you're going to be on your dashboard as a seller, as the listing agent side, and you're going to go into the signings or the forms, depending on which way the seller wants to reply. If the seller wants to accept, go straight to Authentisign. If the seller wants to counteroffer, you're going to type up your counteroffer and have it ready to go. So here's my counter. Okay, we're not going to pay for their expenses. I'm going to send this off so that way they can sign. I've already done this, so I'm not going to do it for you guys here. Okay. And then I'm going to go into my Authentisign and I'm going to send this over as the counter offer. All right, so we're on the listing side. We're pretending we're the listing agent. We're going to add our signers. George is going to be the signer this time. Okay. I'm going to have these documents here. I'm going to need the counter offer. Okay, so here's our counter offer. But remember, there's a purchase agreement that also needs to be signed with this that says they're doing the counter offer. So we're going to go ahead and add in an upload from the whole packet or the whole offer packet, whichever one the buyer sends you. We're going to pretend they sent us the whole packet. Okay, once we're here, we can go ahead and get into our tools, and now George can sign. So he's going to go here. We're going to put the date up here and do all the things, right? Training, I won't bore you through this. And he countered with number 1, right? And then here's your date, whatever the date is. Today's the 11th. And then this is 2024. All right, here we are. And we can shrink this up if we need to and do our thing. Now, here's that whole packet. Oh no, we don't want our counteroffer going with the purchase agreement and this whole packet. There's several things that you can do here. You can click on documents. You can click on this whole packet and scroll down. Now, you can select these pages, okay, by clicking the select. And then you're just going to click the ones that you don't want included with this packet for signatures. Okay, so here's your purchase agreement. All right, so all of these have been selected. You can delete selected pages. All right, now I just have the ones that I need, which is going to be the purchase agreement, the addendums, and then here's the COA and the PCD. So we're going to click save. Now the left side, that buyer's rep agreement is going to disappear. Boom, moved out of the way. So now we jump straight from that counteroffer straight into the documents that actually need to be signed, and you get rid of the junk. Okay, so now George is going to have to sign this one. Date, time, and he countered. You know, it's Super Bowl Sunday, and I put this in the wrong spot. My brain is not working today. What happens? There we go. Let's add that timestamp in. All right, so here we are. Counteroffer, purchase agreement. George said he was countering. Now you can put these in an order that you want, totally up to you. Most agents like to stick the counter first and then all the other stuff. So if George had to sign here, you could drop that there. He also has to sign over on this one. And then his agent, Cosmos, needs to sign down here. We're going to skip that for now just for training. But here's the COA and the PCD signed by both sides. So we're going to send this off. This thing is going to go whoop, down. Offer signatures. Here it is. We're going to wait for it to come in on the listing side. All right, so that's how you delete the pages from Authentisign. I find it a lot easier than having to do it through Transaction Desk, just because you're already there with your counter offer and it's easy just to select the pages you need to get rid of. Now the counter offer has been sent out for the other side to sign. So as you can see here, he's just going to go ahead and check off that he's done this counter offer, got rid of all the junk, complete the signing, and off it goes. And then once it comes back in, this will also show up here. Boom, there it is. Now it's done. Give it a minute, and then it will also show up over here in your documents, and it will be a new folder that gets added in. And there it is. There's your counter offer. Now it has the two pieces, split from each other, but you can also merge them back together through your basket and your merge button. And this might be the counter number 1. And you're going to merge it and close. Now you don't have to do that. You don't have to put it here and do the counter offer, because in most cases in Authentisign, you're going to CC the other agents. And so therefore they get the final copy of it. So you don't have to re-email. That makes it 10 times faster. But for whatever reason, if you like to just have it separate, you can be here with a counter. Click on your little radio button. Make sure your basket says number 1, and you can email straight from here. Send it on over. Here's the seller's counter offer. It's a little bit more difficult, 10 times more steps than doing it through Authentisign on the CC. But if you have questions about slicing and merging, let me know. But that's how you split them all up, merge them all together, send them as a packet, and make the whole process a little bit more efficient for you and your consumer. That's all I have for today. I'll catch you on the next one.